and this is Plants to the Rescue. And today we're going to talk about whether the whole food plant-based movement is in fact a cult. I know a lot of people think that it is, and I want to give my 2 cents on whether it is a cult. So, quick answer to that question is, yep, I'm in a cult. 100% I'm in a cult. And why do I believe that I'm in a cult? Because I'm going to share with you the definition of cult, and I'm going to let you decide. I looked it up in the Oxford Dictionary, and I looked it up in a couple other places. And according to the definition, the second definition of a cult, I am in fact in a cult. And in some ways, I'm a cult leader. Isn't that great? Aren't you glad that you tuned in today? All right, so cool. Let's find out the actual definition of the word cult. So this is the second definition, because the first definition has to do with like religion primarily or political. But we're going to go with the second definition of a cult. An instance of great veneration of a person, ideal, or thing, especially as manifested by a body of admirers. So there we go, according to that definition. Because there is a great veneration. Veneration is like focus and almost praise of an ideal. And our ideal is to eat a whole food plant-based diet, free of as much processed foods as we possibly can. And also free of animal products. So in that instance, we are definitely a cult. And do I give two hoots that I'm in a cult? Am I a proud card-carrying member of a cult? Why, yes, I am. But I also think that there are degrees within the whole food plant-based movement. And I would say that I have not completely 100% drank the Kool-Aid for some of these subgroups in the whole food plant-based movement. So I am a little bit of an outlier that way. Not much, just in the fact that I do think that there tends to be a perfectionistic ideology that goes along with the whole food plant-based movement that can set some people up for failure, guilt, and shame. And I think that, I want to be careful of those things. And the people that I try to lead. And when I say lead, I mean that very, very loosely. I have a couple of pages on Facebook. I've got this channel here, and I've got a small group on Facebook. So if you're interested in a group about accountability and getting real, come on over to Plants to the Rescue and look up that group. But I have to say, I don't like the ideology of perfection. And I'm going to break that down into like real life scenario for you. So I follow an oil-free, sugar-free, whole food plant-based diet, free of animal flesh and dairy. And I am also low sodium. So that's where I land on the spectrum. But there are so many subgroups in that. There's raw foodists. There are people that are completely SOFAs-free, which is no sugar, no alcohol, no flour, no oil, and I'm probably missing something. No sugar. No oil. No flour. No alcohol. What's the last one? I don't remember. Salt. There we go. Thank you. My husband's background going, salt, Julie, salt. So that's the SOFAs-free lifestyle, and there are people that are like really rigorous and getting great results. So I do want to put that disclaimer out there. I am not putting down any of these subgroups. I am not, because people are getting great results. People get great results on a raw food diet. People get great results with intermittent fasting. People get great results with going completely SOFAs-free. And people get great results just adhering to the guidelines from Forks Over Knives, which is kind of much more where I lean and fall. There are people out there that are doing nutritarian. There are people out there that do Gregor's Daily Dozen. And I'm the kind of the person that I don't necessarily strictly adhere to any one principle of eating, other than being completely vegan and oil and sugar free to the best of my ability. Now, what does that mean? I really don't sweat the condiments too much. And I don't know where McDougall falls on that now, but I know way back, the beginning of Starch Solution and all of that stuff, he really didn't sweat the condiments too much either. And so that's what I mean by the perfectionist ideology doesn't really resonate strongly with me. I'm kind of a rebel that way anyways. I have lost 180 pounds plus on this journey, and my husband's lost over 150, and we've maintained all of that weight loss and are still moving toward our goals. We are not there yet. Neither of us are there yet. And I don't know what there yet means because I threw out my scale. So I have no idea. I land where I land. I trust the diet enough now, that it's not a diet, if that makes sense to you. This is 100% a lifestyle choice for me and not a diet. And I trust it. And so I got rid of the scale, and I am trying to honor my hunger and fullness cues, and I'm eating as close to oil-free, sugar-free as I am willing to. And I have to say that even Chef AJ, who is like the pioneer of this movement, really, and she herself says, do the least restrictive diet that you can and still get results. So even Chef AJ, who is very strict in her own way of eating, and she'll be the first to tell you that, she chooses to be at a very, very lean body fat. She chooses that. Just watched a video about it yesterday. She's got some problems with her knees, and she feels better at a very thin body weight. And so that is her choice. And she's very, very strict. She's got some food allergies that are part of why she's so strict, and just some very specific goals that she wants for herself, why she is as strict as she is. But even in that, and what I would consider in a lot of ways, super perfectionistic eating, which is super healthy. So don't get me wrong. I am not knocking Chef AJ. I think that she is phenomenal. And I think that the way she eats is something really to aspire to. But she herself says to do the least restrictive diet that you can and still see results. So for me, I do still have some salt in my diet. And my husband and I do occasionally go out to eat. And for now, for us, that has worked. We probably go out to eat once or twice a month. And usually it's to a vegan restaurant. Almost always it's a vegan restaurant because we really want to support local vegan establishments. And we will get whatever's on the menu that is the most innocent, that is the cleanest, that would have the least amount of oil, the least amount of sugar. A lot of times that ends up being sushi, a vegan sushi. Or I'll get soup, and I love soup. I love soup of all kinds. So for us, that works into our lifestyle. And occasionally we will get a Starbucks beverage, and we really don't sweat it at this point. But these are very occasional things. I would say that 90% of our diet is whole food, plant-based, sugar-free, oil-free, very repetitive, simple foods. Sweet potatoes, broccoli, regular potatoes, rice, lots of oatmeal, tons of fruit, tons of fresh produce, tons of vegetables, very simple meals on the regular. I batch cook. I love eating that way. I don't meal prep because I would get super bored of having the same thing all the time, except for my one breakfast that I eat all the time. And so that's the way we like eating. And everybody just kind of helps themselves to whatever's batch cooked and prepares different a lot of bowls. It's a lot of bowls. We're really boring eaters over here. And then the only thing that I do differently is during the holidays, I will include some nuts, seeds, and dates into special holiday recipes. And these recipes are by Giroudi, Whole Food Plant-Based Cooking Show, Chef AJ, all these kind of people, Fat Man Rants. They're just a little bit maybe more decadent for the holidays. And then once or twice a month, we'll go and we'll have a nice restaurant meal and pick the cleanest things that we possibly can that are vegan from the menu. And we will get, it's more about the experience for us now. We will get very, very small portions. And the truth is, we're not going to get full off of our restaurant choices. When you start eating this way in your home and you realize how much vegetables and how much fruit you truly can eat, and whole grains and sweet potatoes and potatoes, you do tend to be a little bit of a volume eater. I think for the most part, all of us, yeah, Chef AJ, as lean as she is, has very, very healthy sized portions. So when you go to the restaurant, you are not going to get full. The only reason that my husband and I go out to eat at all is for the experience. For once, I don't have to do cleanup. And it's just nice. It's nice to be waited on, especially if you're the one doing all the batch cooking. It is awesome to be waited on a little bit and not have to clean up. And it's the whole experience of being out with my husband and being able to sit down and finally relax and just talk to each other. And we will eat very light on the menu and very small portions. And the truth is, then we go home and have a whole bunch of fruit. So that's kind of how it goes for us. But back to the original thing. Is this a cult? Yeah, 100%. I'm in a cult. And I know that I'm in a cult. And so when your family members and your friends look at you like you've lost your mind, you can in fact tell them that perhaps you have. What mind did you lose? Well, the mindset of the standard American diet. That's the mind that you lost. So you can admit to it, own up to it. It's easier. It's easier than arguing with people. It's easier for trying to convince them why your diet is better than their diet or your lifestyle is better than their lifestyle, or that you have the answers and they don't have the answers, and all of those things. If they call you crazy and tell you you've lost your mind, agree with them. You have lost your mind. You have joined a cult, but you're also healthier. You feel better than you've ever felt before in your life, and you wouldn't trade it for anything. And then invite them. Would you like to come over and join the cult with me? Make it lighthearted. People get really, really serious. I've seen it in this movement. I've seen people just guns out, and just relax a little bit. And I think that's what this past whole year has taught me. Relax about the scale, relax about the extra skin, relax about doing everything perfect all the time. Just relax, breathe, relax, embrace the cult, and have a great day. All right, I'll tune in with you guys soon. Probably Tuesday is going to be, I think, a Price Right haul. So tune in and stick with me. I've got this little tiny group of subscribers, and I'm so thankful for you. If you're watching this for the first time, please like and subscribe and support our page. We're kind of like really down to earth, super middle ground, trying to show that anybody can do this. You don't need a special skill set to do this. You don't need a lot of money to do this. You just need a willingness to be open to the nutritional facts that are out there, and a willingness to set aside a lot of the standard American thinking and come on board, and we'd love to have you. All right, have a great day. Peace and love.